Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about how you can do well on high ping, as well as a couple of ways you can reduce it. If you've ever paid attention to what ping I normally get, then you'll know that I basically never play on high ping. More often than not, I get anywhere between 0 to 30 ping in creative and normal games. So to get the full experience, I've been playing on NA West servers for the last few days, and as you can see, I was averaging around 80 to 100 ping. If I look like a bot and my building or editing looks slow, well, now you know why. Coming from 0 ping, I'm not gonna lie, high ping was really hard and really annoying to play on. A big part of my playstyle is pressuring people, replacing their walls, and making quick builds and edits. All of these things are 10 times harder to pull off consistently on high ping, which means in order to actually do well, I had to change my playstyle around a lot. Some good did come out of it though. I learned a ton of new tips and tricks that really helped me get wins on high ping, and that's what I'm here to share with you all. I'll throw some timestamps on the screen now for each different part of the video in case you want to skip ahead, but I think it's important to start with understanding what ping is and why high ping is so bad, so that's what we'll talk about first. Your ping is essentially the reaction time of your connection. It measures how fast your game gets a response from the server after sending out a request. That's why it's measured in ms, which stands for milliseconds. In Fortnite, a request would be something like placing a wall, or starting an edit, or taking out your shotgun. Anytime you press a button on your controller or click a keybind on your keyboard, you're sending out a request to the server. Fortnite servers will then receive it, send it back to your game, and your character will go through with it. The amount of time that whole thing takes is your ping. Your ping is largely based on your location and proximity to the server, which means the closer you are to the Fortnite servers, the lower your ping should be. If you have low ping, your game will get a response from the server very quickly, and your character will complete the action requested, like placing a wall, very quickly as well. If you have high ping, so that millisecond value is large, the request will take a long time to get a response, so the wall you're trying to place will place slowly because it took so long to be completed. Alright, so how low is good ping and how high is bad ping? In public matches, 0 to 30 ping is what I would classify as good ping. You won't notice any delay while building or editing. Everything should place instantly and your game will feel responsive. You'll probably be able to take people's walls, so box fighting won't be too hard. In competitive matches like arena or tournaments though, I'd say 0 to 15 ping is good ping. With this ping, you can easily replace walls and should rarely ever have yours replaced. The lower the better obviously, so while 0 to 30 is good for regular pubs, 0 to 15 is what you want for competitive. The next range would be 30 to 60 ping, which in public matches is pretty fair. It's not terrible and you won't notice a delay unless you're used to 0 ping, but even then it's only a slight one. You'll have a little trouble taking walls and people might take yours, especially if you're at the upper end of this range. For competitive, 30 to 60 ping is bad. People with 0 to 15 ping will easily take your walls and you'll have a lot of trouble while box fighting. Even during normal build battles, any sort of latency can cause you to lose a fight or miss a kill. So 30 to 60 is decent for pubs, but in competitive matches it will be tough. Then 60 to maybe 120 ping is bad for public matches. This is what I was playing on and you could feel the lag. Everything is much slower and takes longer to place or pull out. You can actually see the delay when your ping is this high, which means build fights and quick edits are extremely hard. For competitive, ping in this range makes it almost unplayable. You're just not able to compete with any other good players on ping this high. Lastly, anything above 120 ping is just straight up unplayable even for public matches. The delay is extremely evident and your game feels terrible. Building or editing fast is nearly impossible. Simple things like pulling out your pickaxe will take what feels like forever, and overall it's just not fun to play on. Don't even get me started on competitive because I couldn't imagine what 100 plus ping against top players would feel like. If you're in one of those higher ping brackets, do not worry though because there are a few ways to lower your ping. For about 95% of you guys, the problem is that you're playing on a wireless connection. Unless you're using an Ethernet cable connected to your PC or console, you're on Wi-Fi, which is bad. Wi-Fi is slow, unreliable, and is definitely the reason why your ping is high. The simple fix is to get an Ethernet cable. A 100-foot Cat6 Ethernet cable will cost you less than $10, and I guarantee you it will make your ping a lot lower if you've been playing on Wi-Fi. If you happen to be like my brother and the router in your house is too far away from your computer or your console, then get a power line Ethernet adapter. It's basically Ethernet through electricity. It will cost you like $20 to $30, and what you do is attach one adapter into a power outlet near your router, then put an Ethernet in that, and then plug the other adapter into the wall near your PC or console and plug an Ethernet into that. It won't get you the same speed as being plugged directly into your router, but it's a lot more stable than Wi-Fi, and it will definitely get you better ping. Somehow, if you're using a wired connection and your ping is still high, then it's either due to where you live, so you're just far away from the servers. Fortnite uses Amazon web servers, and this website, cloudping.info, shows exactly where all of them are located. There's really not much you can do if you're far away from the server other than just move. I know it sounds pretty dumb, and I'm not advising it for everyone, but that's what Tfue did and a ton of pros did for the World Cup to get better ping. The other possibility for why you have bad ping, even with a wired connection, is your internet speeds. Run a speed test on your phone and you can see what your internet speed is. Anything above 10 megabits per second should be good enough to play Fortnite on low ping, so upgrading wouldn't really do you any good. But anything less than that could be the culprit, and you'll know that's the case if you get a lot of packet loss while playing. Before we move on though, I want to say one last time, start using an Ethernet cable or a power line adapter. I guarantee all of you clowns in the comments complaining about high ping are on Wi-Fi. If you still get bad ping with an Ethernet cable, then that's due to your location or due to your internet, which is a lot harder to fix than just simply buying a $5 cable. With all that out of the way, let's get into the tips and tricks for all my homies out there who are struggling on high ping. My biggest piece of advice to do well on high ping is to practice your aim over everything else. Building and editing are still very important, but because of the delay in placing your builds and editing them, it's way harder to make outplays. The only thing that has absolutely no delay though is your aim. If you can hit your shots consistently, you can do well no matter what your ping is. There were so many times where people would just phase through my stuff or my builds wouldn't place, and the only reason that I got out of that situation alive was because I stayed calm and I hit my shots. Instead of practicing face sway high ground retakes, which are basically impossible on high ping, practice your aim. I'm telling you, if you're on high ping, your aim is more important than anything else. My second tip is related to box fighting. Box fighting is a meta in Season 9, which means if you're on high ping, you're basically screwed. People will take your walls, they'll phase through your builds, they'll destroy you, all because your ping does not allow you to turbo build that fast. What you need to do when box fighting is plan to have your walls taken. Do not expect to be able to out turbo build people. This is something Tfue always talks about.
See, if you know you're fighting somebody that has better ping, don't try to hold a wall. That's a tip that I'm gonna give you guys. Just accept that they're gonna take it and be ready for them to take it. Because that, if you have that mindset, I swear you'll be better off.
What he means here is that you'll be way better off expecting someone to take your wall than sitting there and being surprised when someone does take it. You gotta be real with yourself. If you're on more than 60 ping, you can't act shocked when someone takes your wall, or you'll just get dumped on every time. Be ready to edit out the top, be ready to expand into a different 1x1, be ready for them to edit on you. You need to plan ahead with the worst possible outcomes in mind, otherwise you'll just die. The longer you stay put and sit in your 1x1, the more time you're giving for someone to take your wall. Since you're on high ping, people will take your walls, so you just gotta suck it up and play around the fact that your walls will get taken. Third tip is to help you guys take walls yourself. Taking walls when you're on high ping is next to impossible when someone is sitting there and hitting turbo build. But in a lot of these clips, you can see that I'm actually able to take and replace walls by being fast and sneaky. I only try to replace a build when the person turtling does not expect it. Box fighting in general is risky because of how delayed everything is on high ping, so you really have to be quick with it, otherwise you just gotta get out of there. Also, make sure you utilize all the tips and tricks for turtling and counter turtling you can. Those tricks really help when you're on high ping. On low ping, I can normally just walk up to someone's 1x1 and replace their builds. With high ping, you've got to pull out every trick you have and see what works and what can secure you the kill. My last tip is just to play slowly. You cannot and should not play at 100 miles per hour, making insane edits and contesting everyone for high ground. Any edit plays you make should be calculated so you're throwing your opponent off guard. Anytime you're in a build battle, it should be when you have the advantage over another person. And anytime you're box fighting, make sure you're being sneaky and being quick. So if you're a high ping player yourself and this video helped you out, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and to turn on post notifications. Thank you to everyone using code Jarian. If enough people don't have Ethernet cables, maybe I'll just give out like 20 for a giveaway. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that, but it'd be kind of funny. Just let me know down below, and also tell me what ping you usually get. Otherwise, that's it from me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.